What's going on, everybody? Today, we're going to talk a little bit of Star Wars, in particular, Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm president. She said that it was always the plan to have Emperor Palpatine return to Star Wars Episode 9. She said this was planned before The Force Awakens. Now, do we really believe that? Should we believe that? For me, it is a no. And she pretty much contradicts herself when she says that Palpatine was in the plan from the beginning. All you have to do is really look at what, I can't believe I'm saying this, but look at what Rian Johnson said. When he came into The Last Jedi, he said he was given a blank slate. He can go and do whatever he wanted to do with Episode 8, which would be The Last Jedi. And he was very surprised. Even J.J. Abrams said that Rian Johnson was writing The Last Jedi before he even met with him. Now, you would think that Rian Johnson would actually meet up with J.J. Abrams, considering that J.J. Abrams wrote and directed The Force Awakens. The movies are supposed to connect with each other. That was not the case. And I don't think I recall J.J. Abrams even saying that Palpatine was always a part of the plan. Now, going into Episode 9, we know that J.J. Abrams came in to Episode 9. He turned it down at first. He didn't want to do it, but he came back. And now Emperor Palpatine is one of the villains in this movie. And I don't think that Emperor Palpatine was planned from the beginning, because when J.J. Abrams came back, he also said pretty much the same thing that Rian Johnson said. He had nothing to work with. No script, no new characters, nothing. So I don't know how Palpatine was supposed to be there from the beginning. This totally contradicts what Kathleen Kennedy is saying. I don't want to necessarily call Kathleen Kennedy a liar. Maybe she was just holding on to this by herself and not telling anyone else. But I'm going to call her out on this. I don't believe that was part of the plan. I think Palpatine was brought back really just to sell tickets. What more could they really do with Luke? They really can't do much with him at all. They brought back Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian, but he's more of a supporting character. They needed somebody to really drive and get bodies in seats, and that's why I think Palpatine came into fold. Palpatine was not there from the beginning. That was not a part of the Episode 9 plan. It was not a part of the sequel trilogy plan. This was clearly a move that was done after J.J. Abrams was brought back on. Because if you also listen to one of the interviews of Kathleen Kennedy, they asked, when did Ian McDiarmid, who plays the Emperor, find out? Oh, we told him, right from the beginning of Episode 9. So Ian McDiarmid, when he found out, he was very surprised. They never even told him going back to Star Wars Episode 7. He was surprised. And he did some other stuff with Palpatine. He came in and he did the voice of Palpatine in Star Wars Rebels. But they never told him about this greater plan. They never told him, hey, you know what? Get ready for Star Wars Episode 9. We're going to bring you back. They never told him that. So I'm going to call out Kathleen Kennedy on this. It's all a lie. It really is all a lie. We can't really believe much of anything that comes out of Kathleen Kennedy's mouth. She says she has this 10-year plan for Star Wars, and Rian Johnson is going to be involved in that. However, is he really going to be involved in this? Because that's only coming from her. Bob Iger, anybody else at Lucasfilm, they have never mentioned their name, Rian Johnson. But for now, I'm going to digress on that. Kathleen Kennedy has no plan. She had no plan whatsoever. I haven't heard anything from David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. If they're working with Rian Johnson, This is only coming from Kathleen Kennedy. And if this is true, that is a huge mistake. But I will say this about Palpatine. It was a great move for them to bring him back, because there's no one else that's going to move the needle to get butts back in seats for Star Wars. That's how much damage The Last Jedi did. Who else were they going to get to really sell tickets? I like Lando Calrissian, but Lando Calrissian, he's such a side character that I don't think he can really move the needle to get bodies back in seats. Mark Hamill, he was actually featured in The Last Jedi, and you would think that Luke would be the number one character to bring back into fold to get a lot of bodies in seats. But The Last Jedi, it did $700 million less than The Force Awakens. So what they did with Luke proved that even Luke can't bring bodies back in seats. So they needed somebody fresh. Han Solo, he's already dead. He's not going to move the needle. I love Princess Leia, but honestly, Princess Leia, the way they've used her, is not going to get anybody in the seats. So you're fresh out of characters to bring people back. So let's get Ian McDiarmid in. Let's bring Palpatine back. And I think he can move the needle. And I think he really, really can. Everybody loves the Emperor. I mean, he's my favorite character. I think he's in the top 5 of many people when it comes to Star Wars characters, because Rey can't move the needle, Finn can't move the needle, and Poe, he can't move the needle either. And Kylo Ren, he hasn't had any wins, so everybody's expecting him to lose, so he's not going to really move the needle as well. But I don't know. But what do you guys think about this? Was Palpatine always a part of the plan? I'm not buying it, but maybe you do. So let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.